Welcome back to The Average Kitchen. Mark here with a C, coming to you from Canada. Got a brand new product for us, the Ninja SLUSHi. This thing is very impressive. We haven't even used it yet. I'm already excited. I want to run through sort of the nomenclature or break down sort of the functions and the different parts that this has. There's a lot of science built into this. It actually has a low, I'm just looking at the sticker here, a low sugar alert or a high alcohol alert. 5 functions: milkshake, frozen juice. We're gonna do one of each one, and it also has a rinse function. And you'll see on this meter here as we get going, and we're gonna do a test with a non-sugared pop, a Coke Zero, and by theory, the way that we read that this works, it will not work because it doesn't have any sugar. So it won't work at all. So to take it apart, I wanted to show you this right off the hop here. Here is the overall, I guess, reservoir. That cover goes up to fill whatever liquid you're putting in. Jamie mentioned before we started the video, he actually is quite a fan of a lot of these different stickers that they have on here, and it looks busy, but they're very helpful. So when you go to do the rinse function and how that works, and we'll show you that as well, you put warm water in this and it has a rinse function. We'll go through that, but anyway, basically you just pull back on this lever, this whole aspect comes out, so that's your main reservoir with your pouring spout. This here, they call this the auger, okay, simple name. This is the evaporator, and this is the condensate catch. So because the evaporator's cold, it may create some condensation. So really, as far as parts go, there's not a whole lot going on here, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna show you again how quickly and easy that goes back together. You'll see, or maybe you can see, there's catches on either side here, and that pulls that in. That's pretty much it. And then they have a beautiful, like Ninja often does, charts for different types of drinks that you're doing, as well as quite a bit of information on required sugar count. All inputs must contain at least 4% sugar. So if you're looking for a non-sugared slushy drink, this product's not for you. And then they have alcohol guidelines. So if you're poolside, which I anticipate using this for, and you're doing frozen margaritas, which we are gonna do today, gotta go a little easy on the tequila, because if it's too high, it won't function well, and it'll give you the high alcohol alert. All right, trusty old tape measure. Wanna run through a few different things, height and weight before we get going. The weight, we're estimating, we don't know for sure, it's at least 20 pounds. So it's very heavy, bulky to carry around. Height, 17 inches. Depth, front to back, 17 inches, and it's pretty narrow. It's about 6 inches across the front. Price point, not cheap. Nothing is these days. $2.99 US. Enough talking for me. Let's get going and start making some slush. All right, first thing I'm gonna do right out of their book, they call it 1 ingredient soda slush. So we just grabbed regular old Pepsi. It's out of the fridge, so the cans are pre-chilled. It says 2 to 3 servings. Takes roughly 15 minutes. So Jamie read that you pour your product in first, then you hit slush, and when it starts to actually, make the slush, it'll beep.
When it's ready.
Oh, when it's ready and it's done. So when it's ready and it's done, it's gonna beep. So we're gonna set a timer from basically the time that we pour the Pepsi in to the time that the slush is ready, so you have a general idea of how long that takes. So the pour spout here is certainly not huge. I could measure it, it's roughly about 2 inches square. All right, so we're gonna close that lid, we're gonna hit the power, and we're gonna hit slush. Kinda cool, I'm excited. All right, so another thing, I just read here on the side of the sticker, it says indoor use only. Because it's a plug-in device, obviously you can't use it out in the rain. I will have it out poolside when it's nice out. So Jamie's telling me here that each of these presets have a corresponding preset here for optimal, what do you call it? Temperature. So we'll see that this is at a number 3 here. So we'll see. All right, 16 and a half minutes. As you can see, looks pretty awesome. So pour slow. Try it. I know what's gonna happen. It's just gonna slam and hit me in the face. tastes great. It's frozen Pepsi. All right, so now let's try the rinse function. So I put in tap water warm water to the max fill line according to the instructions, which is roughly 7 cups, 7.5 cups of water. It says that you turn it on, hit the rinse function, and pretty much as soon as it starts going, to pour out slowly. So I mean, that's somewhat okay, that wasn't slow. I was gonna say that's somewhat subjective. Okay, so the next test that we want to replicate for you is to grab a couple Coke Zero. There is a minimum fill line of 16 ounces. A can of Coke or a can of pop is 12 ounces. So we'll put 2 cans in of Coke Zero, and according to the book, or according to the way we understand it, this status bar should be shooting down, showing that there's not enough sugar. We're trying to figure out, like, there has to be some sort of like alcohol sensor and some sort of sugar sensor built within this that can pretty much instantly measure it and tell you that your readings are off, I guess. Too much alcohol or too little sugar. So let me grab a couple cans of Coke Zero and try it out. All right, 2 cans Coke Zero. Gonna go power, slush. All right, so our experiment here, if you can hear that noise, I think it's, oh, it just cleared. There's some ice that's building up on the evaporator, as you can see. Hopefully Jamie's capturing that. So it has been 14 minutes with the Coke Zero. There's no descending, because what it says here, the low sugar alert, descending temperature control, and preset LEDs flash, unit beeps twice. How to fix, add sugar, so on and so forth. 14, almost 15 minutes of it turning. As you can see, there is no slush, and as we just did the Pepsi test was 16.5 minutes, but there are no beeps, no alerts, no nothing that's telling us that there's a sugar issue. So we're gonna actually stop that. There's a perfect word stop. You can see there is some frozen aspect on top of the evaporator, and it was causing an interesting noise until that cleared. So we're gonna run it through the rinse cycle, get rid of that. So I guess 2 things. We've shown that on, so they call it, well, of course, Americans soda, we call it pop. They said no sugar sodas will not work, but according to this, should be beeping and telling you there's a problem or whatever. It has not done that. All right, so 1.36 liter can of pineapple juice, still below the max fill line, which is 64 ounces. Help me out here, Jamie. We're going with frozen juice, and then this has to go to a 3, right? And the reason of that, we believe, is based on the sugar count, because Jamie was looking at the chart. Cranberry juice, apple juice is on a 1 or a 2, and this is on a 3. Again, that's a little confusing to us. Let's set a timer, Jamie, and see how long it takes for this to become frozen. 29.5 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, looks awesome. Now just picture like a little bit of like Malibu coconut rum in with this pineapple juice. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's really, really good. Sweet, of course, it's pineapple juice. Tastes fantastic. Now, one thing we didn't mention, and I don't know if it would really ever come into play here. Once it's done, this will continue to spin for 12 hours after the slushie is made. It will continue to turn 12 hours, which is kind of crazy. All right, now we're doing the spiked slush. So we had 2 cups of the pre-made margarita mix with 1 cup of water. And then we've got, and I put it in the fridge so it's chilled, a 1/4 cup of tequila. So we're gonna pour this in slowly. Again, 2 cups of the margarita mix and 1 cup of water, and then a 1/4 cup of tequila. That, like I said, I pre-chilled. All right, then we're gonna go to our power button. We're gonna go to spiked slush. That's it, we'll set a timer and we'll see how long it takes. All right, 35 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that margarita mix color would be more of a greenish color, not kind of white, but anyway, A little bit of condensation on the sides here, as you can kind of see. Hence the reason for the condensate catcher, I guess. Let's try it out. Definitely good. Can certainly taste the tequila. Let's get Jamie all jammed up here.
I'm sober enough to know what I'm doing, and I'm drunk enough to really enjoy doing it. Oh, look at that. 0.10. Time for a little drinky poo. Cheers, genitals.
All right, so let me try this again. What do you think, Jamie? It's just okay for you? So again, I agree with Jamie.
Consistency's great.
Yes.
It's the recipe.
I wonder if it's that 1 cup of water they called for that dilutes that margarita mix. I'd almost want to do that again and try it without the 1 cup of water. Anyway, for my next experiment or test, again, this is right out of the book. It's a caramel frappe. So it was 2 cups of coffee that they say should be chilled or room temperature, so we did that. It was 1 cup of half and half, Jamie. 1/3 of a cup of caramel sauce, which we both had to sample the caramel sauce. It was fantastic. So we're gonna run this through a rinse cycle, get this going. All right, so we're just pouring our mixture in here. Jamie said according to the book, this one takes roughly 15 minutes. I don't know if I said the margarita mix was 35 minutes. All right, so now we're gonna fire that on and we're gonna go with frappe. We'll set a timer, we'll come back and see you. Full disclosure, Jamie and I are not coffee guys, either of us. But I also happen to be lactose. So my old buddy Jamie's gonna try this one begrudgingly because, again, not a coffee guy. I must say though, the consistency is fantastic, looks great. What did you say, Jamie? 18.5 minutes? So the book said 15, 18.5. It's pretty close. So the consistency is coming out a bit different. There might have been a bit of a chunk of ice that slowed us down in the first couple drips there, but I would suspect maybe because there's milk in it. I'm not sure. I mean, it looks good. You want a spoon, Jamie? So I'll let you know what Jamie, so if I can reenact, that was his face.
Consistency great. Tastes like coffee.
Tastes like iced coffee?
Yeah.
Which is the test.
Yes.
Caramel?
Slight caramel.
Slight caramel, okay. So the next one we're gonna do, we gotta clean out our machine obviously, is from the Ninja book, chocolate milkshake. And you'll see I have pre-mixed here, and I'm gonna run through the ingredients because there's quite a few. 2 cups whole milk, 1 cup heavy cream, teaspoon vanilla extract, 2 tablespoons granulated sugar, 1/4 cup of chocolate syrup, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, which is all mixed up and ready to go. So let's give this a clean and get that in. So it's a little bit, that's probably the consistency of a milkshake that you'd want, right? Jamie, would you?
Yep.
Oh, wow. It's really good. So if you're a fan of the show, and we hope you are, you know that every single product that we review, we do a scoring matrix. We have 7 different categories, and one of them is a little bit of a point of contention between Jamie and I based on what he thought and what I thought, and I'm open to your suggestions on what you think as well. So the price point, as I mentioned at the top of the video, $299 US. So shipped like in-house here was like $524, I think it said. So we're only gonna give that a 7 out of 10. Pretty expensive luxury item. Much like the Ninja Creamies, we've done 3 different creamy videos. They make fantastic ice cream. Is it something you're gonna use every day in your house? Probably not, so that's why we're calling it like a luxury item. Functionality, I mean, it functioned fantastically. We didn't really have any issues other than the confusion of the Coke Zero where the low sugar meter wasn't pointing down to the bottom like it says on the sticker on the side here. So we gave the functionality a 9.5. Versatility, that was the big question mark. Jamie was in the 7s, I was in the 8s. Jamie was saying, well, like, you know, it's not really that versatile. It makes slushies, and I'm like, well, unless Ninja ever comes out with an air fryer that's also a deep fryer, that's also a ice cream maker, that's also a slushie, that's a dehydrator or whatever, I thought it was versatile. There's 5 different settings. You make milkshakes, you make slushies with alcohol, without alcohol, just put pop in, put juice in, whatever. So anyway, we fought it out. and we came to an 8.2. Cleaning, we thought the cleaning was fantastic. All of these parts are dishwasher safe, which makes it very easy, but even just to rinse it out, very quick and easy to put it back together as well. So we gave that a 9. The size, it's quite tall and it's very heavy. If it's something that you're putting on a countertop and never moving it around, you have the space for it, it wouldn't be too bad. But the size, we gave it an 8.8, and that almost ties into the storage as well. So the size, we kind of talk about the reservoir size as well, and then the storage is on the lower side because of how heavy it is and how hard it is to move around, so we gave that a 7.7. The quality, well, Ninja, we've reviewed, what would you say, Jamie, like 40 to 50 Ninja products, not affiliated to Ninja, but their quality just seems to be getting better and better. Everything felt solid on this and was fantastic to use. We gave it a 9.1. So that gives an overall average kitchen score of 8.5. That's our video. We really hope you liked it. We'd love to hear from you. We reply to every single comment. We'll see you on the next one.